Well, what do you even say, man? I mean, just wow, man. There's nothing else you can say other than wow, honestly. Carlos Prates has never looked that good in his life. Like, what a performance, man. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else you can say. He just went out there and absolute put a beat down on Jack Della Maddalena. UFC Fight Night Perth took place yesterday. I'm going to give my entire recap and thoughts on the card. Starting with the main event, there's just nothing else more you can say, bro. It's just a beat down from Carlos Prates. Just absolutely destroyed JDM. And it's tough because JDM he actually looked good in that first round. He came out trying to put Prates on his back foot. Came out southpaw like I expected. And he was able to get Prates on his back foot against the cage a couple times, got on the inside. And throughout the fight, Jack did land like a couple good, some uppercuts and other shots as well when he did get in that close range, but it just didn't happen enough times. And he did get a takedown at the end of round one as well. But even in that first round, Prates was attacking that leg. Like I said, if he were to win, it would be by that, just destroying that calf. And he was already making JDM switch orthodox from that first round. And you could just see him just growing in confidence. Like I said, JDM got the takedown late, and he was just going, oh, you're a wrestler now. You're a wrestler now. It was just growing in confidence because he knew on the feet that he was going to eventually pick him apart. Prates was just landing good shots the entire round, kept going at that calf kick, just destroying it. And Prates had a really good sequence where he landed a good left hand, then he came in with a knee that was going through that high guard. That knee kept going through that high guard the entire fight. Had JDM a little wobbled, had him going backwards, landing good combinations. JDM tried to get a takedown, but he couldn't. And at the end of that second round, Carlos Prates dropped him with a nasty calf kick. And as soon as he dropped him with that calf kick, as soon as the round ended, it's just like you knew that like the fight was gonna be over, bro. Like there was nothing he was gonna be able to do in that 1 minute break to get himself ready for that third round. You can tell that there was it was just a disaster, just like waiting to happen. Like there was nothing. My head was just in my hands, bro. Like there was nothing he was gonna do about it. There was nothing. It was just downhill, bro. I don't know why he fought this way. I expected him to be southpaw. I expected him to come out southpaw, but not stand in front of him and give him all that time to like get settled and land that calf kick. I expect him to be moving all the time, and again, that's hard to get your boxing combinations off, but I meant like going in at different angles, and they didn't fight the way that I expected him to fight. Carlos Prates again just kept going to that calf kick, attacking that body kick. JDM had a massive red mark in his body just from that. Even when I was saying that he should have fought southpaw, but even when he was going orthodox, it was honestly just he was still getting destroyed with that kick to the body. Got it done by that calf kick, and dude, you can hear it when he dropped him with that calf kick in the third round. He sort of backs away, Prates, and then he decides to just go in with another one when he's on the ground. Bro, this guy was just like just screaming in agony. It was a disaster, bro. It was genuinely hard to watch. It was such a brutal performance from Carlos Prates. Just went in on him and got the finish from ground and pound. It was literally just a beatdown in round 3. You could tell the finish was coming from the end of round 2. There was nothing JDM was going to be able to do to stop Prates from landing that calf kick. I think JDM could have done so much better from southpaw if he would have just been moving towards his left. That, like I said it so many times, bro. JDM just didn't. As I said, he had a good first round, but just didn't get going, man. Prates just went to that calf kick from early, and that's what got it done. I said that that's how he would have got it done. He would have gone to those calf kicks, destroyed it, go to the body kicks, made him go orthodox. And it's not like as if I didn't think that Prates could win this fight. I said it, that he's a very high level striker, and people don't give him enough credit for his IQ and his striking. People just see the knockouts and they think that he's like that he's just getting them like out of luck, but that's so like far from the truth. You just can't stand in front of Carlos Prates for that long. Like, you said it so many times. It wasn't moving enough. The knees were going through that high guard every time. The calf kicks were disgusting. Even those little like elbows, they hurt JDM a couple times in close range. He had him hurt so many times throughout the fight. It's just insane, an insane performance. There's nothing else you can say other than just insane performance. I was going with JDM, and I wanted to see him win. People were still just saying that he was overrated, never good to begin with. Had the easiest route to become champion. It's just so much crap that I just don't agree with. But I just think Carlos Prates is just insanely high level in his striking. That's just what I think. This by far was his best performance against the best level of opposition that he's had. Now he's knocked out he's knocked out 2 world champions, former champions back to back. This was a crazy performance. It was literally like watching, like, just, you knew it was coming, just slowly watching like a lion just slowly eat its prey. When he dropped him with the calf kick and he went back in for another calf kick, and he was just screaming in agony, I genuinely felt bad. And I've never felt like that for a fight at this high of level. Like, you usually don't say that. Like, we're talking about a number 1 contender fight, and I'm saying like he's making me feel bad the way that he was destroying him. Like, that isn't normal at all. But people are jumping on the hype train a bit too much. I think Carlos Prates is by far the best striker in this division. He cannot beat Islam. It's just simply putting it. Prates has been taken down so many times by everyone. JDM got him down one time at the end of the first round. Leon Edwards was on his back for a little bit. And even Ian Gary, he got him down a few times in that fight. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else to say other than Carlos Prates just absolutely destroyed Jack Della Maddalena. Bro, it was tough to see because I wanted to see Jack win. I really like JDM and his fight style. I love his boxing. And he's just a really cool dude, bro. And I wanted to see him get it done in front of his home crowd, bro, in Perth. I don't know how he's gonna bounce back from this, honestly. This was a brutal just destruction from Carlos Prates. He took a lot of damage in this fight. 2 very different fights, but 2 very dominant wins from his opponents back to back. Crazy performance from Carlos Prates. He's the best striker in this division, and this performance showed levels. It showed levels, man. I don't think Carlos Prates is going to be next. Obviously, we know Islam is fighting Ian Gary, which is a good, decent level fight. But like I said, I don't think Islam is going to lose. And I think Carlos Prates, in the meantime, I think what would be a really good fight would be probably Michael Morales. I think it would be a really, really good and interesting fight because, again, Michael Morales is just as big as him, and they both have very big frames for welterweight. And I think it'd be really interesting. And because they're both in that same situation. Like, Michael Morales was in talks to get a title shot, like, not that long ago. I mean, we all know that it's Ian Gary now, but it's not like Carlos Prates and Michael Morales would be a good number 1 contender fight in the meantime. I think it's a really good fight. Yeah, man. I don't think anyone is going to beat Islam at 170, but there's definitely a lot of guys that want a shot at him, and Carlos Prates just moving himself closer to that. So fair play to Carlos Prates. I think he beats everyone else in that division other than Islam. Incredible performance, man. I've never seen anything like that. The hype I had before this fight was just insane. JDM's ring walk and the music, everyone singing along to it. It's such a cold walkout. And even what the ring announcer did, like, he did the little Aussie, and everyone said it back. It was so hype, bro. And them going at each other before the round even started, bro. It was so much hype for this fight, bro. Honestly, Prates just absolutely put on a destruction. So fair play to him. But now, kind of got something to like half be happy about, I guess. Salkilld gets the first round knockout over Beneil Dariush. It's really good to see for Salkilld, but really tough to see for Dariush. Salkilld he had to overcome some adversity though. Caught one of Dariush's kicks and he got dropped by that like short little left hand from Dariush, and he said that it hurt him and dropped him. But after that, Dariush was trying to get a takedown, and Salkilld did well to defend it. They were there against the cage for a lot of the round, just defending that takedown. Got into a clinch, eventually broke from it. Salkilld took an angle, landed that right hand, which hurt Benil Dariush. Dariush tried to clinch. Salkilld just went to work in dirty boxing in that clinch. Dariush doesn't take punches well from in that close range, and Salkilld knew that he could take advantage there, so he kept going to those punches. And then again on the clinch break, goes 3-2, drops him with that right hand, and then jumps on him. Those ground and pound shots just put him out. Good performance from Salkilld, but he had to overcome adversity. It's good to see. It's a good win for him. Tough for Dariush though. I really like Dariush as well, but he's been on the end of 2 back-to-back nasty knockouts, and it's I don't know what they do with him. But I like what Salkilld said afterwards in his call out to Gamrot. I think that's a good fight. I think they should make that happen. Like, Salkilld has shown that he can be somewhat, like, he comes from a grappling background. Like, he said that before, and he's shown that he can defend takedowns and get back to his feet and even level change himself if he wants to. So, and I think he's better than Gamrot, and he's better than Gamrot on the feet. I think that would be a good one to see. But for Gamrot, it's a bit bad because he's been fighting guys that are like a lot lower than him in the rankings. Like, he fought Klein, had that fight with Charles in between, and then now he fought Ribovics. They were both unranked when they fought him. I don't know if Gamrot wants to keep fighting down in the rankings. Like, it wouldn't make sense for him, but it makes sense for Salkilld. And I would want to see that fight. I think it would be good, and I think Salkilld would actually win that fight. I think it would be a good matchup for him. Yeah, it would definitely be a step up in competition though. So it's good to see Salkilld just continue to rise. Steve Erceg got it done over Tim Elliott as well. Bro, he put on a beautiful performance. Beautiful performance from Steve Erceg. Love to see it, man. I love Steve Erceg. Elliott obviously was just being awkward, and I knew he would be annoying in that first round for Steve Erceg. And there were a couple of times where Tim Elliott landed like a couple shots. Like, they didn't count either one of them as knockdowns, but there was a couple of times where, like, it honestly looked like a knockdown. Like, it didn't seem like Erceg was hurt in any way, but he landed like a couple short little left hooks or something, and it looked like, and Erceg went down. I don't know if he was just slipping or whatever, just off balance, but yeah, Elliott was landing a couple good shots in that first round, and obviously annoying Steve Erceg. Try to get a takedown as well. But even at the end of round 1, he started to get a bit of his timing down, and then in round 2, he really started to take over, let that jab go a bit more, and Tim Elliott was being a lot more stagnant and like staying in front of Steve Erceg, and Elliott again tried to get takedowns, but Erceg scrambled back to his feet. He proved against Pantoja that he can scramble. He's just a great scrambler, and then Erceg got his own takedown, I believe, from what I remember. Yeah, he didn't do anything with it, but landed some good right hands after that. Started to counter Tim Elliott, and like you could tell he really got in his groove in that second round. But it was 1-1 going into the third. Erceg just hit like a really, really beautiful flow, and just flowing, man. Like, working that jab, just popping it out there, using his feet very nicely, trying to go at him from different angles. Letting his right hand go in moments, countering him, defending that takedown that Elliott tried. But yeah, clearly 1-2-1. I love Steve Erceg, man. I love Steve Erceg. Like, you saw a little bit of a different side of him in that post-fight interview, bro. I loved it though. I loved it. Put on a beautiful performance. Always good to see Steve Erceg win. And let's go, man. Let's go. Marwan Rahiki destroyed Ollie Schmid. I don't know, from what I saw from Ollie Schmid, like in his internal fights, I didn't think he looked that bad. But in this fight, you could just tell he wasn't on Rahiki's level at like whatsoever. And like I said, you see Rahiki get like dragged into these dogfights every fight. I thought it would just be the same because Ollie Schmid, again, like, he was coming off like just every fight he had was a finish, and all of his finishes were in the first round, so I thought he would like just be a lot more aggressive, and just force the fight. But Rahiki just stayed very calm and just stayed way more technical this time. It didn't take that long for him to get a knockout. He went with the 1-2, landed the uppercut big time, and made it look easy. Didn't need any follow-up shots. And Rahiki's he's a legit prospect, bro. Legit prospect out of Morocco. Keeps that 100% finish rate intact. Rahiki's definitely someone to look out for. He's just very clean on the feet. Very, very nice technique on everything. I look forward to see what he does. Gaziev loses to Brando Percic. This was a really good fight, though. Fight of the night by far. Percic came out aggressive like I expected him to. Tried to land a lot of big right hands. Tried to go in combinations. And he hurt Gaziev many, many times. Like, I don't know how Gaziev in that first round didn't go down from those shots. Because pretty much everyone that Percic has fought, they've all lost in the first round. I didn't think Gaziev was gonna be able to take them anymore, but fair play to him, bro. He took a lot more than I thought he would be able to. Really nasty right hands he was landing. Gaziev was able to get clinch in moments to kind of slow it down and just kind of get himself back together a little bit against the cage in the clinch. But again, they separated from that. Percic just kept trying to just explode with these combinations, but you could tell like he was starting to slow down like a tad bit. Obviously you would just going with combinations and not stopping, and Gaziev even landed a nice shot. He landed a nice uppercut, and then after that they got in the clinch and the round ended. But yeah, dude, I didn't expect Gaziev to like show the fight that he did, which fair play to him. He proved me wrong in that, so fair play. But in round 2, it was more the same with Percic, which was just unload. Gaziev would try to clinch. Percic finally landed that right hand that put Gaziev on shaky legs. Percic went in to finish the fight, got him with another right hand, and he dropped Gaziev. Didn't need any follow-up shots, just enough shots for the ref to see, and got the knockout win. Great win for Percic. I think there's a lot of things he has to clean up on, but now he's ranked in the heavyweight division, and he's a good little addition. He's a good addition. He's a guy who just comes out very aggressive, looking for knockouts, and he had a good win. So fair play to him. Gaziev showed a lot more heart than I thought he would. Whoa. Tuivasa lost to Sutherland. Fair play to Sutherland though. He showed that like he had a lot more tricks up his sleeve to be able to get the fight to the ground. I just thought it would be the same thing. Like I thought Tuivasa would come out just aggressive and try to get a finish. It was honestly was a bit more patient. Sutherland just like game plan was to take it to the ground. He was able to take it to the ground. Tuivasa early was able to defend some takedowns. After that first round, he just couldn't defend anymore. He was just too tired to defend. Yeah, there's not much to say about the fight. Sutherland was just on top of him, trying to control and smother him the entire round. There was a couple of times where Tuivasa got up. Like I remember in the first round, he did land a good like uppercut and a couple shots in that clinch. And Sutherland again didn't react well to those punches, and he knew he had to get a takedown. That's just what it was. He was just on top of him on the ground, just smothering him, trying to run that clock down, control him. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. Tuivasa went for a late though, by any means. Try to get a finish. He hit him with like an illegal knee, got a point taken away. Not great for Tuivasa. Now on 7 straight losses, I believe. It's really tough to see. Really tough to see. It doesn't even feel like it was that long ago that he was in that fight with Cyril Gane, just giving him a war and being somewhat close to a title picture, and now he's just 0-7 in his last 7 fights. There was a bit of hope that you could see that one last win for Tuivasa in that little moment where he gets his shoey, but just couldn't happen. Good win for Sutherland. He proved a lot of people wrong. I feel like a lot of people went for Tuivasa, so fair play to him. Rowston put on a really good performance over Bryczek. Just showed like a really complete performance in his skill set, showing everything. And he clearly won the fight 3-0. Yeah, just stayed behind that long jab, threw nice feints in that first round. Those kicks, low kicks, body kicks, teep kicks. There was a couple times where Bryczek tried to slip and rip, land body shots. Rowston just kept getting these takedowns and was landing good ground and pound. It was just a lot of that, just Rowston not being able to get past full guard. And then he would eventually get to side control. Bryczek would go to his back, and then they would just continue like that for the fight. Like there wasn't much else happening other than that. It was just a really dominant performance from Rowston. Like, Bryczek just really couldn't get anything going, had nothing for him. Rowston just showed a really good performance. Just complete performance, showed everything in his skill set. And he's one to look out for. I like the call out as well. Like in Marvin Vettori, I think that's a good matchup. A good one to get him ranked. I think he can win that fight. It would obviously be a step up in competition of what he's fought, but I think it's time to make that step up. He's only getting older. He's already, I believe, like 30, 31 years old. So, yeah, it's good to see him going, and he's one to look out for sure. Junior Tafa got it done over Kevin Christian, bro. I said it. Kevin Christian, he was landing those calf kicks, staying at range, and they're affecting Tafa. Tafa was just trying to time whenever he was getting close enough or coming in with that kick, and was just trying to throw a right hand. A few of those right hands just missed, and they weren't landing as cleanly as he would have wanted. Tafa just rushed him with the right hand. Christian like bounced off the cage and was kind of off balance a little bit, but Tafa just kind of rushed him and used that he was off balance and tried to land more right hands. Kept throwing shots. Kevin Christian tried to go for a takedown, but it was a bit of a lazy shot. And Tafa just like kind of smothered him to the ground and started landing massive elbows until Kevin Christian was just unconscious. As soon as he started landing those elbows, I was like, it's wraps. There's no way Kevin Christian's going to get out of this. It was over. Really quick one. I will say this, though, about Junior Tafa. He's definitely better than his brother. I said I've not always been like the biggest fan of the Tafa brothers just because like they don't have good records and they're just on this card just to like provide that knockout on the card, I guess. And people, the Australian fans love them, so fair play. But I will say he is better than his brother, though. Like, he's a lot more technical than his brother. Fair play to him. Got it done. Bro, now this one, though. Malkoun did not look good, bro. I don't think he looked good. He started the fight by putting Meerschaert on his back foot, and he was looking dangerous in that first round. He was getting close, and he had Meerschaert against the fence, and he was getting close to landing that right hand. Meerschaert was just getting out of the way of it. Malkoun decided to go for a takedown. I don't really know why. And again, Meerschaert went for a guillotine, and he got it mounted too. He just couldn't finish it, and he was on top of him for the whole of that first round. Got control time. They were just kind of in like very like neutral and like stagnant positions. Meerschaert eventually got to full guard, and he was trying to pass, but he couldn't. He was just kind of staying on top of him. But again, that's like Jared Meerschaert will take that round. Like, he will take that. Even in round 2, Malkoun was just still like so hesitant to throw, and it wasn't enough output. And obviously he doesn't, like, I get it because he doesn't want to get taken down. If he just went forward and really got behind a combination and just really went for it, I think he could have beat Meerschaert in the first round. Like, I genuinely think that, like, that's what I predicted, and I think it could have happened, but he was so like hesitant to let his hands go. It was just very weird. It wasn't the right game plan at all. I feel like he made a lot of bad mistakes. And Meerschaert too, in that second round, he landed some good left hands himself. And again, Malkoun decided to go to the ground with him. I mean, I know Meerschaert got close enough and he just kind of pulled guard, but it wasn't a good round for Malkoun. And even in round 3, majority of the round played out on the feet. Malkoun landed some jabs. Good. He landed like one good 3-punch combination. But even Meerschaert again landed good left hands. Wasn't enough output from Malkoun again. And Meerschaert, he also had a mounted guillotine at the end of the third round. Bro, to me, it's been happening a lot recently. Like, if you're in a submission and the only reason you get out of the submission is because the round ends, that should be taken more into account. Like, it should mean way more. And maybe I'm a bit biased because I wanted to see Meerschaert win, but I predicted Malkoun. But even I thought there was an argument for Meerschaert to have won this fight. I think it was a really bad performance for Malkoun. It was a close fight. Like I said, I feel like Meerschaert landed a lot of good left hands. Like, I don't think it's crazy to say that I saw him winning the fight. I genuinely thought he did it. I thought he won 2-1. I thought he won round 1 and round 3. Again, it was close, so, I mean, you see it. Like, the numbers were very close in total strikes, but Meerschaert had those submission attempts, and the only reason he got out of the last one was because the round ended. So, I don't think it's crazy to say that Meerschaert could have took it on the scorecards. Like I genuinely, like I said, I thought he did at the end of the fight, but it was very close. So yeah, I don't think it was a good performance from Malkoun. And I said it, I don't really rate Malkoun like that, but this performance just really wasn't good in my opinion. Really wasn't good. But yeah, Meerschaert did better than a lot of people thought. Like me as well. I thought Malkoun was gonna go out there and knock him out in the first round. So fair play to him, dude. Fair play. Colby Thicknesse beats Vince Morales. Morales started the fight by putting Thicknesse on his back foot. Tried to jump a guillotine eventually at some point, and then but didn't get it. Thicknesse jumped a guillotine as well. He didn't get that, but he was on his back and he was starting to look for triangles, and he got in on one really, really deep, and then he transitioned to an armbar, which made it even worse. Fair play to Morales. He was able to stay in there, and he kept rolling, just rolling out of it. I mean, but we knew, bro. Morales is a very tough dude, just very like never say die, and he just keeps fighting. So fair play to him. Thicknesse clearly won that first round. In round 2, Thicknesse was starting to stay on the feet more, was fighting on the outside, trying to letting those kicks go, just constantly moving, low kicks, high kicks, and just being more active with his striking. Landed a nice spinning elbow as well. Was looking for that overhand right, but Morales did keep the center in that round. Kept the center. Thicknesse was just moving around and being more active with his striking. And round 3 was more the same. Morales knew he had to do something. Late in the round, landed 2 big right hooks that hurt Thicknesse really, really badly. It didn't drop him, but he was really wobbly. Morales tried to land some ground and pound. Thicknesse didn't allow him to get a serious barrage of punches off. But even Morales tried to look for a submission late, but it was too late. Thicknesse had to go through some adversity to get the win. And that's kind of becoming a thing when you fight Vince Morales, like the Raul Ruiz Jr. fight, like the Elijah Smith, and now the Thicknesse fight. He's had these guys in trouble super late in these fights, just proving to be just a very tough dude and just resilient guy. It was a good fight. Decent little fight. The striking numbers were a lot closer than from what I thought. I feel like Thicknesse was making him miss a lot more. Either way, Thicknesse had to go through some adversity, but he beat Vince Morales. Good win, but best win of his career so far. So Ben Johnston and Wes Schultz, that first round was just kind of dead. Like Wes Schultz got taken down by Ben Johnston, and then Johnston just kind of stayed on top of him for that entire round. But in round 2, Wes Schultz came out and he landed a big knee right on the chin in the clinch, and he dropped Ben Johnston bad. Dude, Johnston got out of 4 or 5 submission attempts. I don't know how he got out of those. He got out of all of them. They were very deep, some of them. Mounted guillotines, darces. And Johnston was able to just move enough to get out of them. I believe Johnston even had one himself, too. He had, 1 submission attempt in that round also. Apparently not. But Johnston was able to, move just enough to get out of those ones. But in round 3, Schultz again just came out aggressive with his striking, but was just throwing wild punches, and Johnston just kind of smothered him, trying to get a body lock when he got close enough to him, and Schultz tried to hit a roll. I thought he made a mistake. I was like, Johnston's just gonna stay on top of him for the entire round. He's gonna lose this fight. Ended up turning out fine for him. Schultz had him in a deep guillotine. Johnston again had enough space to just get out of it, but then he got another one. This time it was way too close to the fence, so Johnston couldn't really move. Schultz finally finished him with a submission. Yeah, Wes Schultz, very interesting guy. Really different personality. And I don't know what was going on in the post-fight interview, but just move on. Micallef and Gorimbo. It wasn't the fight like anyone expected, honestly. It wasn't the fight I expected. I thought Micallef would not get taken down and be in his striking a lot more and just kind of beat him from range. The fight was just kind of against the fence for a lot of it, just with Gorimbo trying to get takedowns. And yeah, he got some trips and was able to get Micallef down. Yeah, but he couldn't really do much with it. He wasn't doing any serious damage with it. Yeah, they were close rounds, honestly. There wasn't much in those first 2 rounds. I would have had it 1-1 going into the third. Gorimbo was landing those kicks and trying to get takedowns. He got 1. Micallef tried to go for a trip in that second round, and it didn't end up working, and he kind of ended up on bottom. And that's where Gorimbo started to get a bit more control, and he got to the back of Micallef. The most significant round was round 3, for Micallef started to get his striking going. Gorimbo really started to gas as the rounds went on, and in that third round especially, he was gassed. Micallef let his striking go in round 3. Was landing nice combinations with his hands and backing Gorimbo up, and landed some nice high kicks as well. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't the fight anyone expected. I would have had it 2-1 to Micallef in the end, winning round 1 and round 3. Yeah, there wasn't much in it, honestly. It goes down to who you give the first round to, and just whether you favor the low kicks of Gorimbo or... I'm struggling to remember what Micallef did in that first round, but I thought he won it in the end, but I can't really remember what he did to make me think that. Either way, I had it round 1 to Micallef, round 2 to Gorimbo, round 3 to Micallef. Micallef in the third round was the most significant round for him, so... Yeah, it wasn't the fight anyone expected, but I still think Micallef is... I think he's good. I think this was just a bit of an off performance from him, but Gorimbo just went to those takedowns, landed some good kicks himself, so fair play. Marfan and Cody Steele. Cody Steele came out trying to... It was a good win for him. Came out trying to showcase his different skill set and what he's actually good at, which is his jiu-jitsu. Was able to time a nice level change, got Marfan down. Marfan did well to scramble out of it and try to get out of those positions, but Cody Steele just stayed very composed, trying to get a better position himself, and he ended it with a heel hook, a knee bar, something like that. I don't know which one it was specifically, but Marfan tapped very quickly. Yeah, just came out and showcased what he's actually good at. You have that war with wrong shoe, and I feel like that's something why I went with Marfan was because I thought it would just be a war, and I feel like a war would have favored Marfan, which probably might have. But Cody Steele decides to time a nice level change, stayed composed, even when Marfan was trying to scramble and got the heel hook or knee bar, which one it was. And just really quick and good performance from Cody Steele. Really good. I think he's a good prospect. Like I said, he's good on the ground, and he showed he can go to war if he needs to, and he has decent striking. So when I finished my predictions, I did think I said my concern that I didn't pick against a single Aussie on the card. So, and this one was the one where I was like, okay, I actually think if I had to change any one of my predictions, I would have changed this one to Cody Steele, and he ended up getting it done. So, all in all, man, it was just an insane performance from Carlos Prates. We had it pulling all-nighter for this one, but was it worth it? I would say the last 3 fights and some of the fights on the main card were worth it, but the prelims weren't great, to be honest, to wake up at 1 a.m. for them. But it was fun nonetheless. And Carlos Prates put in absolute destruction on JDM. Want to see JDM bounce back from this, but it's going to be really tough. And Prates, like I said, deserves all the credit in the world. Just put on an absolutely nasty performance for a number 1 contender fight. Never seen anything like that. And those are my thoughts. And